Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about instrument cases and coverings. So in this case, this is the kind of basic case that you get when you buy a, snare drum and a bell set together, which is what many beginning percussionists like I did. This is what we buy, right? So obviously in the front, you have the snare drum, right? And up here, you have a little pocket for, you can keep little things. I keep my rag in here. I also keep my drum key in here, like this. See, I keep my drum key in this pocket. And then, when one opens the case, open it, obviously, and so my bell set's in here, so I'm going to take it out so I can show you what it looks like when it's standing up. So I'm going to set this down over here. Alright, so when one opens up their case, this is what you're going to see typically. So over here on the left, we have, practice pad, but that's for, snare drums, which we're not doing. So over here, this is the more mallet section. So this is a little pouch where you can keep a couple things. This is a stand that you can put on the bell set to, read music if you don't have a stand at home. Here is the snare drum part for the music stand. Or not the music stand, the, actual instrument stand. And over here we have two pouches. One where I keep my drumsticks, another where I keep my mallets. And then this flap opens. Take these out so you get a better opening. But this flap opens, and this is where you keep your bell set. So you keep your bell set here, obviously putting the wider part at the bottom and the upper part at the thinner part at the top. And then to close it, you put this over it because it keeps, anything from scratching the keys if you're moving around. So you're going to put it like this, grab a bell set, stick it in here. Many of the cases come with cardboard coverings to also cover the bell set, from any scratching, so it's more protection. And with cases, you want to make sure that you have, the utmost protection for your instruments, especially when it comes to mallets, because you want to make sure that none of the keys get scratched or dented by, like if you have this case, you don't want to dent anything like from the snare drum or sticks or other stands. But in smaller cases, like ones that look like business cases, like briefcases, you're going to have a, obviously you open it up like a laptop, and you're going to have, many of the time it's like some sort of soft cloth or felt at the bottom, so that, on the bottom and the top of the case, so that nothing scratches it. And you're going to you have bell sets in there, and normally you carry them on the side like this, but obviously you can't just carry it, carelessly, because things can break. Cases can break, you can lose your grip, but those are different types of cases for glockenspiels. And for marimbas and vibes, you're typically gonna have coverings like tarps, like almost like a tablecloth. And for marimbas, they're gonna typically have a sort of padding on the top to cover, when you cover the keys, so that, there's not any direct touching between, if you accidentally, somehow somebody throws something and it goes on top of their marimba or anything, if something drops on the marimba, like it has something in between so that it doesn't directly hit the keys. And for vibes, when you're transferring vibraphone instruments, most of the time you're going to take them apart by taking off the legs and stuff and taking out the wheels and then taking off the keys. And when you take off the keys, most of the time, obviously vibes are connected by strings. And so you're going to carefully place them on a tarp, preferably something that's thicker, so that, you know, you don't directly scratch keys or anything, or if a tarp rips, then, you know, vibe bars can go anywhere. So you're gonna place it into in a tarp, and then you're gonna wrap it and cover it, and then use that to transfer it, because it's safer and easier to move, even though it might take a couple more people. But the cases are all about keeping instruments safe and out of harm's way when, you know, transferring, whether it be from one room to another, or if you're going to a competition, you want to make sure that your instruments stay out of harm's way and keep them safe from any damage. So the kind of cases that one would use really depends on the instrument, obviously, because different sizes are things. For xylophones, you can use tarps as well. And I don't believe that there are any cases, not that I've seen, but cases for xylophones, because of obviously the things that come off the bottom. They're like almost like chimes, but you know, there's just the tubular bells that come off the bars, so that the sound resonates more. And if you were to put that in a case like a glockenspiel, it might damage the bars and the bells. And yeah, so instruments have their homes in cases or tarps or covers, whatever it might be. But honestly, cases and tarps are just there for protection and, you know, transporting. So yeah, we want to make sure that we coddle our instruments like babies and protect them with all that we have. So